What's up? So, briefly wanted to talk about running as I'm here running again on the way to work. It seems like I'm definitely always going to be getting in some cardio before work because honestly Uber is too expensive and it just ties in to my lifestyle as a coach. So here I am. So, wanted to talk about weight loss. My uncle had hit me up asking if his weight loss plan was effective. And simply, yes. Moving in any way is going to be beneficial for the body to allow the blood to flow, get the stagnant energy inside your veins moving. Though, won't do the best like cold showers, which can basically prevent so many diseases. Look into it. Wim Hof. But basically moving your body in any way will help you lose weight, because what we have to realize is we're not meant to sit down at computer desks, in cars, sit down for long periods of time. We're actually made to move and survive in nature, right? And be at one with nature and learn how to use it to our benefit rather than to its destruction and everyone else's destruction around us. So naturally, when we want to lose weight, it's because our natural instinct inside of us is like, man, I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm completely disconnected from who I truly am. I've been domesticated. All right? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything over here, though I will refrain from using higher spiritual information at times, because just to get my message across. So, basically when people think of weight loss, they think of, okay, I gotta stop eating as much, I gotta work out some more. And yeah, that's an idea. But you don't want to stop eating in terms of calories, in my personal opinion. If you like my results, you know, you can follow me out, check me out. But before I get into that, you want to be able to develop a healthy relationship with your body in nature. Okay, to the human ego who wants to control and dominate nature, this sounds stupid. But truly, this is deep spiritual knowledge, instinctive knowledge within our DNA and hearts. So, instead of thinking, oh, I should just stop eating a lot of food and I should exercise more, because at that point, you're honestly just going to starve the body. You're going to send it into a starvation mode. And when you start filling your calories back up, you're going to gain even more weight. Why? Because your body is storing nutrients as storage to hold on, because it thinks I won't have enough food because I'm migrating over here. There's a food shortage. It doesn't know what you're consciously thinking and doing. So this is where it really comes into mastering mind over body. But how do you master your mind? With your spirit. But I said I won't go into all that. But if you want to know more, let me know, hit me up. But we're getting back into the weight loss. And so instead of thinking like, you know, let me just stop eating, I want you to think of, let me stop eating these man-made, human, artificial foods that really have no benefit for me nutritionally, which overall does not increase brain power, function, energy. It's just a little taste on your tongue. Just for that little sensation. We're addicted. And I can admit, I'm a human too. I splurge, but myself, I'm working on not. Here's some results. some results for you. Ooh. Yeah. Everybody cares about the six-pack abs, right? You should really more worry about your energy, functionability of your muscles, and overall being able to be strong and able to perform, take care of the ones you love, and be able to get the job done. What working out does is it's a tool to strengthen all of that, but also at the end of the day, strengthen your mind, because it takes mental power at some point to keep pushing through. And once you realize this, you can apply that to everything. So you keep pushing through, and it will be able to leave an energy left over for you to be able to take that in everything else that you do, building your money up, or whatever your goals may be. It allows you, when it comes to that fork in the road, that decision to make, it allows you to be like, no, I'll push through. And it's all right to give ourselves a treat here and there. But when we're escaping reality and not facing it, embracing it, and pushing through, we're just basically running away from our goals, and we wonder why we haven't reached them yet. Yeah, things are tough, and I may be in no position to talk about balance, but what I can say is, if you have goals and you're not reaching them, the reason is because of you. So you just got to be honest with yourself, honest with the decisions you're making, and that's it, you know? But briefly, you know, you just want to get rid of all the man-made products. A lot of people say, I don't want to eat carbs because that's what makes me fat. It's not true. If you cut out all meat and dairy and just eat plant-based, you would lose weight like this very fast. And that's eating unlimited carbs. But the thing is, we don't want to be so over here and so over here when we really want to be in the balance center. And everybody has their own balance and they find their own path. You know, whatever you decide to eat, not eat, is your decision. And you shouldn't have this anxiety inside of you over what to eat and what not to eat. Just know what the facts are. Try things out for yourself so you gain some experience. Don't be afraid. And things will be fine, honestly. Because at the end of the day, no one really cares about how fat you are or all that. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. And the eyes of the egotistical children who will just judge everybody. And we're supposed to love everybody. You know, we're supposed to be here in nature together, learning how to make a beautiful, harmonious system for us to learn and grow. But what stops us from seeing things that way? Our fears, our doubts, and our minds being persuaded to look in the other direction. So I know I'm going all over the place here, but it's crucial information that will lead to your ultimate weight loss. I'm not here to bullshit you. I will literally tell you everything straight up. That's my vow as a coach, as a person. I cannot bullshit people. Sometimes I will withhold things to give you the information for the level that you're at right now. I'm not saying higher or lower, you're lower than me or higher than me. Just for the understanding that you're at right now. Because there are different levels of understanding. Because first you understand things. Like, oh yeah, I get that. I get what he's saying. I understand that. Now I know which way to go to get the experience. Once you get the experience, you start understanding. Like now I am standing inside of myself within that knowledge. I understand what he's saying. But then you get to the point, overstand, where you can see all the little intricacies of all of it, because you've mastered it. And that's as above, so below to everything. So, when it comes to weight loss mastery, it really just gets to be in tune with your stress levels, because that will release cortisol and make you fatter. You could be eating all the right foods, but be stressed as shit and still be fat, packing on that weight. And that's because of cortisol and stress. So just remember, eat natural foods, whether they're cooked or not, or raw, because you will gain your natural body again. And on your journey to ultimate clean eating, which will boost your energetics, overall happiness, to an extent. I'll get back on the happiness part. But boost overall energy, ability to get things done, mental clarity, focus, which is what we need in this dying world. So this is how we become part of the solution. And we raise ourselves as leaders to raise other leaders. We don't want followers, because they just start to, sometimes you need to ask the children, we got to take care of the children. So, yes, so happiness is in the mind, so you can eat unhealthy foods and be happy from it. But ultimately, what will make you happy is following your goals. And sometimes it's okay to treat yourself. So I want you out there now, y'all all trying to go through your weight loss changes and transformations, to just realize that you're loved by the universe. I am the universe. I love you. And just remember, if you're having a bad day, that it's okay to have a bad day. And if you feel like you need to isolate yourself, that's okay. But that won't stop the people who love you from loving you. And you'll always be loved. So reach out to a friend if you feel like you're alone in this world, because I will get into some higher spiritual information right now. It's because there is a negative energy going around, working its way through people who don't have control over their mind or body, which is gained through this knowledge I'm spreading to you about natural eating, weight loss. Weight loss is simply just losing all the baggage of the domestication of humanity. They call it dirty savages. And, maybe I wouldn't want to cover myself in mud all the time, or, all the time, But, and, it's cool to live in a house. It's nice. There's things that we've gained better from this society. And it's a good thing, up and down, night and day. We're in this society with this evil energy going around. So much information, y'all. But when it's time to finally move on, as all things do, we will either have gained the information from this negative cycle to move on to a more harmonious state for all, which starts with yourself, because we are all the individual cells causing ripple effects towards everybody. If you know the 100 monkey theory, this states that basically the more people start thinking a different way, the more it causes everyone else to think a different way, because we're all connected on the mental level. And We just gotta not be afraid to truly not laugh at our emotions in order to hide them and escape the pain. Because Mother Earth, Great Spirit, is calling, begging you to listen. But the more you walk away, the more that voice will begin to vanish. Not forever, because when you look at the yin and yang symbol, which is a great teaching of the mystery, you see there will always be a little bit of dark in the light and a little bit of light in the dark. This is the way things roll. So if we truly want to make a difference in the world, we have to start with ourselves, which yes, includes starting with your weight loss or any goal that you have. But also, then it comes to the next step is to bring that to others and learn how we can come together and not let the ego, the mind and body, which is being sent frequencies from these radio towers that you can't even hear. You walk into a store, bzz, can't even hear it. Buy. Get this. Advertisements constantly bombarding your mind and body to act in a way that is not truly natural. So, I hope I answered some of y'all questions. And I will continue to do my best to be a pillar. You're welcome. And Spirit thanks me. See, I will continue to do my best to be a pillar. Spirit giving me gratitude right there. Because when you see that what we look at in our reality is all just a metaphor for what's happening spiritually, mentally, and physically connected. So we see that what's going on in the astral planes, what's going on in the dream realms, which is all part of the mind. And I don't astral project or anything, but we all do. We just may not remember it. So you can gain some sort of intuition on what's happening in these different realms as you gain more awareness, more deja vu, which is basically saying, hey, am I going to make the right decision? Am I going to go this way or this way? If you have deja vu. And if you don't remember your dreams, you can simply just start taking the steps, man. You know, with all this information I'm giving you, it all ties in together to show how we are powerful spiritual beings. And even though I may not remember my dreams all the time, because I'm at my certain stage of getting over certain fears of when it comes to communicating people to people, how I truly feel inside, not letting my ego make me laugh at myself or my emotions or think I'm stupid just because somebody told me that. You know, I go ahead and I find the power inside of me to truly communicate and not get triggered. So that's what I'm going through right now, physical training and in the physical world. And doing my best to not let my ego control me, but instead control my ego. So I'll leave it at that. If you want a weight loss program specifically suited towards you, hit me up. I'm giving out free ones while supplies last. And I look forward to hearing from you. I want you to reach your goals. I want you to stay focused. And I want you to not be afraid to be your true self in this world that constantly tries to get you stuck and trapped in the mind and body, which is not going to lead you anywhere in terms of happiness. Just cycles of bodily functions and certain thought patterns that you've been programmed to think in. You gotta leave the box, because that's where your spirit is, that's where God is, that's where happiness is, that's where your true self is, and you gotta trust yourself, because if you don't trust yourself, they're already winning. You know, you may have to climb out of the underworld, you may be buried deep down there, but the more you trust yourself, the better off you'll be. Doesn't mean you'll always be right, because we must see that we are all different, unique puzzle pieces holding a unique part of the mystery that we all need to learn from. So my full love, gratitude for listening. I'm here for you. And just remember, when they're going with this technology, where they're going with it is eventually they're going to persuade you. We were talking about persuasion earlier. They're going to persuade you to get a technological chip in your hand or your brain. And then when I was talking about how they'll be able to send all these different, how they send all these frequencies that can't be picked up by the human ear to you anyway, to manipulate your brain waves. Man, once you get that chip in your brain or your hand, they'll be able to send it to you directly, and you won't be able to think out the box. You see, that's Satan right there. They're literally trying to chip you at birth. Oh, for the money, for whatever it may be. That is not cool, okay? Because once you have that eye to see, and that true heart to understand, understand, eventually overstand, you'll see where I'm coming from. They want you to stay here to power up their system and their family. Because we know we don't need this electricity. We know already. Tesla had already created a way for free energy for the planet. But the greedy men who wanted control and created the lower form of electricity that we have to pay for now, for all their families just to benefit. They understand this deep knowledge. And if you don't think they do, that's because you're being programmed by their hierarchy. So the truth is within you. Seek it, and you will find. Because back how I was talking about how when we observe our reality, we're actually seeing what's going on spiritually first, mentally, and then physically. It shows up in our physical world. So even me just standing here at this certain GPS point on Earth is showing where my spirit is in the current moment. And the more you trust yourself and you get on your true path, you'll notice so many synchronicities